Welcome, folks. I'm Steve Adubato. We're here at the Northward Center in Newark, New Jersey. We've just completed a very compelling, powerful, and frankly, very candid conversation about the future of urban education. And young lady you're about to see on camera, Michele Adubato, the Chief Executive Officer of the Northward Center, was not just a big part of that forum of 9 experts in urban education, but invited us here to the center, where our dad started this organization 45 years ago, an urban educator.
Yes.
Biggest takeaway for you from that discussion is?
You know, I came into this knowing that there was a long road ahead. After the conversation that we had, although we continue to understand that Newark is nowhere near it needs to be in terms of education for everybody, that there's real hope. It's tangible.
By the way, as we're doing this program, Newark is transitioning from state control, some say a takeover over the last 20 plus years, to local control. That matters because?
It matters because, like every other town, Newark should have a right, Newark parents and families should have a right to be a part of their educational system. It happens all across America. Why wouldn't it happen here?
But I said in the forum that you're a former principal, but you also made it clear, once a principal, always a principal. But to those watching right now outside of urban areas, outside of Newark or Jersey City, Camden, Patterson, Plainfield, et cetera, New Brunswick, what would you say to those folks about who these young people are in the city of Newark and in urban schools across the state and nation?
I'd say that these kids are eager, willing, and want to learn if they're given the right structure, the right format, the right school, the right culture of excellence. All of them will perform. They just don't have, not every student has that chance right now.
Why do you think so many have so low expectations of children in schools in our cities?
I don't know if everyone has low expectations.
I didn't say everyone, but there are a significant number of people watching right now and across this nation who don't expect much. You do.
Because I know them. I know these kids. I've been in Newark Public Schools, like I said, for over 25 years. I'm in the community all the time as the CEO of the Northward Center. And these kids, the preschools, over 700 preschoolers, ABBA preschoolers here,
at the
Northward Center.
What do you see in them?
I see hope. I see they're ready to go. They're ready to enter first grade. They're reading above grade level, their comprehension. And I also see energy. The pause that I have, because I'm not going to sit here and say that everything's rosy, because it absolutely isn't. The pause that I have is when they enter into first grade reading above average, will that continue? You know,
why does it give you pause?
Because not all schools are equal, unfortunately. And so when our kids do go into their respective schools, that, will there be, the opportunity to continue to grow? And in Newark, there are what we call pockets of excellence. We like to say pockets of excellence.
What do you think? It's a euphemism for what?
It's a euphemism for not all schools are doing well. And
is it
that's
camouflaging
true.
Some of the problems?
Absolutely. Because I don't accept pockets of excellence. I accept that, I expect, and everyone in that room also, we expect that every child should be able to get a quality education. Absolutely.
Yeah, by the way, what is the role of an organization like the Northward Center, been around for over 40 years, social service organization, if you will, in the future of public school children in the city of Newark? Why is a not-for-profit so committed to this initiative?
This is the part of who we are as a community. We can talk about funding and money. There's never enough money to go around. And of course, Newark as a whole needs more revenue. If the community-based organizations don't take their responsibility correctly and help Newark Public Schools, then we have no business being here in Newark.
Help. Give us a couple of examples.
Help, support, advocate. Newark, I go around to every school in this area. We sponsored Thanksgiving dinners. We have different events here. With Robert Treat Academy, we've worked.
Robert Treat Academy is the charter school that was founded by our dad 20 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
The first charter school in New Jersey.
By the way, let's talk about that, the discussion of charter schools. Charter schools are public charter schools, but the biggest difference would be from them and the traditional public
I
schools.
would say the biggest difference is possibly in the diversity of the students. And one of the things, and what I was trying to express in that forum, is that we need to stop focusing on the what, like the public charter schools, the traditional public schools, the magnet schools, and we need to focus on what works and why it works. Can that really be working in traditional public schools? That's still out.
What works?
What works is quality education, performance-based evaluations, teachers that are evaluated based on performance, principals that are leaders, instructional leaders of schools, but also managers, and a leader and understand the culture. That's what works.
Is that harder in your mind to achieve in a traditional public school versus a charter school?
I want to say that what charter schools, if charter schools have taught us anything.
Because not all charter schools have succeeded.
Absolutely not.
Some have failed, been put out of business,
Right.
and not done well for those kids.
And some have done selective process in terms of, and I think that happened earlier in the idea of what a charter school was.
I mean, like cherry picking kids?
Absolutely. But now that's really, it's a misnomer, for lack of a better word. Because in Newark right now, we do have universal enrollment.
Explain what that means.
Universal enrollment, for lack, is basically that everyone has to go through a process of a parent has the right to choose their school. And it may not be their neighborhood school. In fact, most parents don't choose their neighborhood schools. And overwhelmingly, parents are choosing either magnet schools or charter schools or public charter schools. And I am not here in any way to say that traditional Newark public schools are absolutely having more challenges because we become more of the comprehensive schools. And that's really what Newark is, Newark Public Schools. That's what I'm used to. You take everyone where they're at, and you teach where they're at. And we have to look at—
Not easy.
It's not easy, but
Charter
it's
schools by themselves not the answer, are they?
Absolutely not. But charter schools, again, have shown us that now there's close to, I think, 30% of children in Newark attend public charter schools. And many of them are excelling. So again, it's taught us something
It's
along
part
with
of the solution.
along with our magnet schools. That
Magnet schools are schools that children go to that focus on a particular area of concentration, if I'm not mistaken.
And what it's proven is that children can perform better, that do go off to college and can be prepared.
You're
And
you're optimistic, aren't you?
I am, but I want to take a pause, and I want us to remember how we got here. Excessive spending, teachers and schools that did not live up to children's expectations. We need to live up to the child and the family's expectations.
Real quick before I let you go, local control will also mean Newark will pick its next superintendent.
Absolutely.
That matters because?
It matters because this superintendent is key to the success of the continuing success of what's happening right now in Newark Public Schools. We are succeeding marginally. We're working, but it's going up. And that person has to understand that and has to be part of this culture, this school system, and that person's going to get a lot farther. We don't need to start again. We can't start again.
National search?
I don't think so. I think we've got plenty of talent right here in Newark Public Schools.
Michele Adubato, thank you not just for this interview, for that forum, but for being part of the solution. I can say that with all objectivity. Thank you, Michele.
Thank you.
State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Agnes Veris NJTV studio at 2 Gateway. Funding has been provided by New Jersey Resources, Seton Hall University, TD Bank, Hackensack Meridian Health, Verizon, the Turl Fund, supporting Right from the Start NJ, and by NJM Insurance Group. Promotional support provided by NJ Advance Media and by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association.